the United States decides, the United States law enforcement people have access to everybody's emails. They have access to everybody's phone calls, everybody's cell phones. They got access to everybody's photographs in their YouTube or whatever they are, you know, and they've got them all. And so the question is, do we think they're going to look? When they say, I'd never do that. I promise I'd never do that. Well, it turns out the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act that was passed that gave them their first authority to wiretap telephones without any probable cause to believe that a crime had been committed. They lowered the Fourth Amendment standard in that case to allow the federal government to engage in surveillance of telephone conversations merely on the suspicion that information of importance to the national security of the United States might possibly be discussed. And it turns out that in 2002, in the first full year after W. Bush came into office, the federal courts reviewed this, and it turns out that there were 75 separate instances where information that had been secured without a warrant under this auspices of foreign intelligence surveillance, 75 instances in which that information was turned over to federal law enforcement officials for regular criminal law enforcement. And so there's not any doubt whatsoever what these people will do when this comes to pass. When these consequences start to befall us, and they have this tool in hand, there's no doubt about what it is they're going to do. And so what I'm saying, we need to organize here in Santa Cruz. What we need to do is we need to organize ourselves and go to the city councils. We've got to demand that they pass a resolution declaring the city of Santa Cruz to be a constitutional protection zone. That not only will they follow the statute that's been passed by the state legislature, but to say that we are instructing our law enforcement officers to use all force necessary to protect our people against any federal agent that comes into our city and attempts to enforce the National Defense Authorization Act. And then we have to go to our county, to our Board of Supervisors, and get them to pass the identical resolution. Then we have to go to our state assembly district and get that passed. And we need to go to our state senate area and get that passed. Well, then we have to go to our congressional district and get a resolution, a statute passed. We do not need to stand by wringing our hands and whining over the fact that people who are paid by the major corporations to fill those seats in the legislatures aren't helping us. Okay? We've got the power here in the state of California to move district by district by district to get these resolutions put into place, and then to move in to have a full-scale initiative on the ballot to declare that this is a constitutionally protected zone of the state of California. We have to have our country have California consciousness. We've got to establish this consciousness here in the state of California of no National Defense Authorization Act, no fracking, and California will lead the way across the country to get this done across our country. That's what we need to do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.